Seems good. Looks good to me. I like this. I like this. This POV camera can kind of just be. Wow. Very cool. That's actually really dope. Hell yeah. So a little bit. DK, brightly, yes. Born again, yes. About it. Oh. This is a perfect device. We gotta find perfect clean attachments. It's kind of like, yeah, it's delicate. Yeah. Very nice. Situate all this. I see. Nice natural angle here, yeah. Linkin Park. I can't say I know Linkin Park by heart. Yeah. I'm basically here to do some improv, live stream style, but yeah. Playing around with some sort of experimental videography angles. What's good? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What's good? Basically just on the way to just go rove, do some, yeah, live stream captures. Well, I've basically been having this crazy epiphany with using like this POV camera and just kind of getting experimental with my shots while I'm kind of like doing live streams, playing around with long form content potential. Yeah. Happy New Year. What is good? Oh, lost our connection for that second, but that's okay. What I was saying is, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, yesterday was dope. Like, it was iconic, bro. Like, I swear it was just like, be it from the moment I woke up, from the moment I just decided to just like go down to a park and stream and like meet random people, to just, yeah, the events that just randomly occurred in the nighttime. It's beautiful. Honestly, powerful, I'd say, reminder of how much I love people, you know, as a whole. Yeah. Powerful reminder. Yes. So I get this angle. There we go. You can see all the beautiful guitar shenanigans. Yeah, yes sir. Play around with that volume, man. Beautiful view. Good morning. He's a good dog. Yes, such a good dog. Especially I swear it's like the dimension. What is good? A shout out, what's good? Welcome Silence. Tick off, what's good, bruv? Winnie, Nicholas, what's good, people? Yeah, it's almost like what I've been really seeing, it's been like crystallized, is like, I mean, I've known this for a while, right? This is why I love the gym, why I love raves, why I love just like going into the world, right? But I swear there's something beautiful happens when you just go into the universe, like at random, kind of like what we're doing right now, but but like in a very real context, especially with a guitar or with a creative dimension. It seems to like attract very beautiful and very interesting interactions. This is what I've seen very actively these last 24 hours. I'm just so elated to just have this life, this experience of just being like, man, I love connecting with people via just even having a conversation about music, about just like this random quest of wandering and interjecting one's presence. It's just fun and infinite. Like I'm gonna see if I can flip on. I got a new bag here, but I flipped on this portable amp here very successfully. Kind of calibrated it a bit. Let's see what's going on here. Should be able to hear it more effectively in a moment here. Game's looking good. Okay. There we are. Yeah, I mean, straight up, shout out to amplification, bro. Like, shout out to guitars and amps. I swear, just simply like the power of understanding how to utilize an amp, like, you know, calibrate the settings. It goes so far. Like, whether you're just like a new guitarist or you're just like a veteran, right? Like, I swear there's so much you can figure out and access by just simply taking the time to really calibrate your amp. Something's going on with my amp. I had it set up a moment ago, but now it's like... Okay, that's not bad, that's not bad. Yeah, straight up, I've been having these visions, which I may sort of tap into later today, where I've been, you know, I think I've been, if you're familiar with my streams lately, I've been talking about the idea of what I want to do is like, I want to create like an interactive sort of vlog style where I'm just wandering, you know, random places around my city and playing guitar for people and seeing whatever happens, right? You know, seeing who I interact with, what I attract. And I did this yesterday. Technically, I did it for the first time and I was like testing the waters, but yesterday was like the first time that I really like immersed myself and just going and playing around with like very creative angles, about like almost like directing a vlog that was centered around me venturing to these random spots and playing guitar for people. Okay. It sounds like it's getting better, but I feel like the sound's still a little off. Very interesting. Yeah, I'll probably take a moment to just sit down and calibrate that amp there. Yeah. doesn't sound too bad, but I feel like there's fine details that can definitely really flow through. Because that's the wildest thing, is like, I swear, the difference between like an amp that's just like beautifully, I'd say, calibrated is so subtle. Like, you know, it's like most people, it's kind of like mastering or equalizing music, where you will hear it and you're like, okay, that sounds good, you know, objectively, and then maybe you'll hear another version of something. But it's only when you really listen to the difference between like a very calibrated amp and you hear like just how beautiful and I guess endless or seamless it sounds. It's wild. I found yesterday, I made the executive decision, you know, to go out partying with my friends and just like doing a private event, and then I went to some other like ecstatic dance, and I decided, I was, you know what, I'm just gonna leave at like about 1:30. I was like 1:10. I was like, this is the move, because I do this a lot, where essentially I go to shows and parties a lot, but I don't drink or do drugs, where I literally just go dance, connect, meet people, get high off of energy, and then I leave at an appropriate hour, usually catch the last SkyTrain. And I swear, like, this harmony of going out, like meeting people, really just like taking in the universe, and then still like honoring your health, is genuinely life-changing. Like, I genuinely feel this. It's like, oh yeah, that gain is very bonkers. Yes. So I'm going to take a moment to transfix my focus on sort of what I've been developing yesterday and previously, where I want to, it's almost like, you know, as you're a viewer, right? As you're a viewer, part of this is like the interactive dimension of it, but part of it also is the videography, right? It's the part of this that if you were to say, watch this as like a long format video, there's so many little details that can go into this. And this is what I've been trying to experiment with, is like with this POV camera, and say I have like a tripod with a secondary camera, where it's like I really want to focus on capturing all the beautiful details that are around me. So it's just like, naturally capturing the environment, but also, you know, say via this camera. And this is what's been really dope, is when I say go to public spaces or I meet people, I can just capture all these beautiful like little nuances with this camera, and then naturally gauge, you know, if these people are receptive to want to be in this content, and just, yeah, use these beautiful blips of like all these different places around me without even trying to consciously capture it. Yeah, let's see if I can calibrate this amp here. This will go far, I feel. Okay. Let's lay this on this beautiful forest patch. Yeah, this was sounding exceptional earlier. Let's see what happened here. Doesn't sound bad, but I feel like there's something amiss here. The EQ is good. Volume's decent. I wonder if this chord is just shit. That's another thing I find. More than not, it's literally just like the amount of times the chord, just like the patch chord, is just garbage, and for whatever reason it's just become frayed. son. My patch cord might just be botched. That might be the issue. That sucks. Very interesting. Well, that's okay. Brilliant. Appreciate you guys still chiming in. Just experiencing. Hope you guys are having a great New Year's. Honestly, like, I feel it's funny. Historically, I've always been like in a place where I see New Year's as almost like a reminder that growth quintessentially doesn't have a timeline. And what I mean by that is, like, I really strongly believe that, let's get an angle. Happy 2026, baby. Or 2026. But I really feel like this, I mean, this is maybe makes sense for some of you, but I really feel strongly how one should never put a timeline or perimeters, or I'd say boxed one-dimensional conceptions on growth, where it's like, you know, we think, oh, it's a new year, let's do this and that. We can change and evolve and grow and expand ourselves beyond a shadow of a doubt. Any moment, any time of the year, always. Like, I really strongly believe. Hey, that's all good, brother. I'm just experimenting hecka right now. Like, today I'm like just sleep deprived, but I'm playing around with angles and playing around with sort of like experimental ways to experience the forest. That's kind of where my mind's at. But also my patch cord's fucked, so I basically have no amplification. So I'm here to just play some soft tunes and just chill. Maybe do a cold plunge at some point. Very likely. But yeah, I mean, I've been, candidly, what I've been doing a lot this last 2-3 days is I've been like really focusing. Happy New Year's. This is the part of New Year's that I love the most, is the celebratory nature of, like, that's the one part, is like everyone has this beautiful, you know, reason to celebrate life and existence. And I think, truthfully, life and existence should be celebrated all the time. Like, it's genuinely like, whether we're just like running in the forest or, you know, just going to a show, and it's like celebrating life, I think, is such a beautiful thing. And this is kind of like a beautiful little tangent, but the reality of it is, I feel that this is the thing I notice, okay, is like, hell yeah, thank you for the likes. But the reality is, like, this is the thing I notice is a lot of people, and this may be an orthodox opinion, but a lot of people, I think they associate celebration with intoxication or escapism. And that's okay. Like, fundamentally, I did this too for many years. But I really feel that it's important to associate celebration. So if we're talking about partying, you know, dancing, going and just having fun, letting this be just an organic thing that has no limits, has no definition of, oh, let's do this to get drunk or, you know, do drugs. It's like these things can be associated with, you know, going to a show or, you know, having fun and celebrating and dancing. But these things can also just be a way of life. Like, you don't even need a reason to associate. And it's almost like I meet people that, you know, quit drugs or quit drinking. I actually know a lot of people who do this. And then they suddenly stop celebrating. Like, they stop partying per se. And as a dude, I mean, I'm an outlier as fuck with a lot of things, but I've been partying sober for about 11 years now. And I've been partying in general for about 16 years. You know, I just go to raves, I dance, I meet people, I meet extraordinary people. But the idea is, I've been doing this for 11 years now. And I genuinely feel like there's a lot of powerful truths that we can attain and extract from being on the dance floor, from, being in these party dance scenes where people are just stoked and they're celebrating life, and, they're in different phases of their journey. Maybe they're drinking, maybe they're doing drugs. That's okay. But the reality of it is, it's humans are imperfect. We're all imperfect. We're all going through things. And I think it's powerful when you just embrace that, alongside being like coherent, being in a sober space and being at peace with sobriety. Because I don't think, I'll end this pretty soon. It sounds like I'm like ranting, but it's almost like sobriety, I think, is aligned with being present, right? It's about being present, about being at peace with just simply being present, with just being. It's like we don't have to be someone we're not. We don't have to be someone we're not. We can just be and embrace ourselves exactly as we are, exactly where we are. But anyways, I'm feeling like playing some dope, some riffs. I mean, me talking, me conceptualizing and monologuing and dialoguing, that's for me. I love this, and this is what's always gonna be for me. But I love to create this music and channel creative energy for, for the collective. Even if the collective isn't there. Because, it's beautiful. This is part of what I love about busking is, this is like a form of like virtual busking, but when I'm in the real world or on the stream, right, I think it's a powerful reminder that our efforts as a performance artist or a creator or whatever, right, it's not necessarily defined by how it's perceived. So simply, if you have an audience of 100 or 1,000 or audience of 1 or 0, that changes nothing. Like the creative expression is basically like a ripple that I think ripples into the cosmos, whether it's perceived or not, whether it's validated or recognized or not, it just is, right? Man, there's so many birds today. It's super dope. Yo, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, brother. I've had this realization today where I've been utilizing this POV camera, and what I recognize is I can pop this on this miniature little mount on my guitar, and then just do some crazy videography stuff that I will do off stream. But I've been hyped. Like, I'm honestly, it's wild as shit where I've been like really inspired to do some videography stuff, and that's one thing that I really love and feel strongly about. And I hope, if you feel strongly about that too and this resonates, then fuck yeah. But it's like, videography is such a beautiful portal. Like, I really feel it's almost like you become a director and you're giving yourself permission to direct and create creative expressions of every little thing that you can do. Whether we're talking about like looking at the sky, or, it's like you're walking somewhere, or you're capturing different dimensions of these angles. And it's just, there's so much you can do with videography that I really appreciate. Man, I have to say though, I mean, this may be clear cut, but I simply appreciate the fuck out of every person that's supporting this channel or just here to kind of observe and see what happens with this journey. Because like, I genuinely feel like what inspires me is I have visions where I see like larger pictures of things. It happens with a lot of stuff, but with YouTube, I desire to just see where this is gonna go on a larger context. But the thing is, it's sort of like what I see in real life is the people that I meet along the way. I'm really inspired by these people because I really want to create this capacity of lifting others up. Like, this is kind of a huge reason why I love YouTube and want to go deep in YouTube. And even it's the same reason why I love performance art, is I feel like influence, like the power of influence, being an influencer per se, you know, there's people that are influencers. This is what attracts me powerfully, is I cannot wait to be in a position where I can influence people. You know, I can lift other artists up, lift other creators up, just because it's just like I'm in a place where it's like a community of people. I could have friends, you know, people that I know that I'm just like, hey, if you need a platform, here it is. If you need influence, here it is. And even just planting a seed of that inspiration, having the ability to influence someone, that excites me. That's like the core driving factor, is like, you know, I'm curious to see where I can go in any which direction, find any given dimension of success. But the moment that I feel like I can tap into this beautiful dimension of influence, and I feel like I do this already in my real life all the time, but I'm just so curious to see how I can utilize this ability to influence, even if we're just talking about like speaking or guitar or whatever. But it's like, I just feel so strongly about the ability to influence community building. Like, that's kind of the essence of it. So this is a very strong driving factor. So I feel strongly about like those that, yeah, just desire to resonate with this, like find any sort of perspective or any role within their life to also spark influence. Like, realize almost like what I'm simply saying, and this is a core vision that I had when I started YouTube, is the core message that I really desire to depict is the power of your voice matters. Like, your voice, it genuinely matters. You know, this is a realization I've had to unpackage over years and years, and I've been fortunate to become quite empowered within my voice. But the simple piece of this is your voice, your truth, your perspective, it matters. Like, this is like a quintessential piece of how I feel content creation or YouTube, if you desire to take it, where it can show you and confirm this, is your voice matters. Like, your truth matters, whatever this is in your art form, and maybe it's writing, maybe it's acting. It's like your voice really does matter. And fundamentally, I think this is an important thing for us as individuals to digest and process, is like, you know, for whatever reason, a lot of us, myself included, we maybe fall into this sort of realm of perspective where we think our voice doesn't matter. We suppress our voice. We think, we can't change things, our influence doesn't matter, but that's not true. You know, I think it's 1000% the opposite. Like, it's every person, especially in 2025, it's like the ability to create positive and intentional influence, and recognize, even just in the simplest right, like, even if you don't desire to be a creator, you don't even want to be a performance artist, that's cool. But it's like, you just got to recognize that your voice matters, your truth matters. And I think this is actually a conversation I had with a friend, where it's like, I really feel the root of a lot of suffering and fragmentation as individuals truly comes down to our inability to express ourselves, to express our truth. It's like when we try to suppress our truth, you know, when we try to be like, my truth doesn't matter, this doesn't hold significant value in my life. This is where dysfunction and dysregulation and disempowerment and all these things, this is where they manifest, is when we suppress our means of expressing ourselves, expressing our truth, and really honoring this. And this is really what I feel. This is a thing I recognized many, many years back when I was unpackaging my own truths and being like, man, what is the center of what's going on here? And yeah, it's suppression, like addressing the way that we are being suppressed, or we're suppressing our voice or oppressing our voice, and returning to a place of empowerment, returning to a place, reclaiming the power of our words and our voice, and letting that be felt and heard and known. This is, I think, cathartic and very powerfully healing. And sometimes it's not even with words. Sometimes it's 1000% just expression. Still sounds pretty good unplugged, I must say. Must say. All right. I'm on my way back to get my patch cord so I can play amplify, but this is fun. This is like, I love also showcasing and just experiencing the guitar with zero amplification. Like, it's almost like, I mean, I can recognize and hear the difference where it's like, you know, guitar when it's in its raw unplugged form is really beautiful, and it also showcases how much technique, and you know, you're not hiding behind any elements of it, but it's very raw. But I love it because I really value good technique and tonality. Harmonics, so that's the one thing, is definitely harmonics as a whole is an entire realm that I think is a huge reason why reverberation is so beautiful, and like resonance patterns that are stretched just have such an interesting quality. Yes, sir. Preamp action here. Very nice. Very nice. Hell yeah, bro.